custom plugins, a working economy, ranks, quests, NPCs. This is a real public Minecraft server, and I don't write a single line of code by hand. It was all built by this, an AI agent running in my terminal. It reads your files, runs your commands, and when something breaks, it fixes its own mistakes. Normally, a server like this means one of two things: months of learning Java and YAML configs, or paying a developer hundreds of dollars. This series is the third option. By the end, you'll be building your own custom server from scratch, with zero coding experience required. But before the AI can touch a Minecraft server, it needs a home. So today is the foundation: installing Claude Code, getting it authenticated, and making it do real work. First on Windows, and then on the Linux machine I'll be using for the rest of the series. 10 minutes from now, you'll have an AI developer living in your terminal. Let's go. Before we install anything, you're gonna need two things, plus one optional thing that we'll get to. First, you're gonna need a paid Claude account. Claude is the AI that is created by Anthropic, and Claude Code, which is what we'll be using to develop the server, is not available on the free tier. So you will either need the Pro plan, the Max plan, Team, or Enterprise. You can also use an Anthropic console account with API credits, but don't overthink it. I highly recommend the Pro plan, as it is plenty enough to finish this entire series. Secondly, you're gonna need a terminal. Don't worry, we actually don't even have to download it. You already have one. On Windows, it's going to be PowerShell, built right into the operating system. On Mac, it's going to be the terminal application. And every command I type in the terminal is going to be ready to copy and paste from the description and displayed on the screen in these videos. You will never have to guess. And 3, this one's optional, a server host. Here's the deal. Everything today is going to run on your own computer completely free. And that's exactly where you should start. But a real public server, the kind that your friends can join while your PC's turned off, it needs to live somewhere that's online 24/7. So we're gonna need a host. And no, running this on your own PC really isn't the move here. A local server dies the second you shut your machine down. Your friends can only play while you're online, and making it public means port forwarding and handing out your home IP. A proper host keeps the server running 24/7 on dedicated hardware with DDoS protection baked in. So we can focus on building instead of babysitting. One requirement that's non-negotiable for this series: your host has to give you SSH access. Claude Code runs in a terminal on the server itself. So if you can't SSH in, which means access the terminal remotely, you literally can't follow along. And fair warning, most Minecraft hosts do not offer this. They hand you a web console and SFTP and call it a day. So use whatever host you want, as long as it gives you real SSH access. I'll be using Oakroot for this series. It's the only US-based Minecraft host I've found so far that actually offers SSH. But if you've already got a VPS or another provider that gives you a terminal, that'll work just as well. We'll start you on your own machine today so you can learn the workflow risk-free. But heads up, we're going to be moving to a public host early in this series, because that's where the real server lives. So, a Claude plan, a terminal, and eventually a public host with SSH. Alright, let's take care of Windows first. Hit the Windows key, and we're gonna type PowerShell. Hit enter, and now we're in our terminal. If you do not see PS, that means you're using the CMD prompt or command prompt. You wanna make sure that you type in PowerShell and not CMD. So we're gonna wanna be in the PS prompt. Before we install Claude Code itself, there's one thing to install first: Git for Windows. Here's why it comes first. Claude Code does its work by running commands, and it's built to speak a command language called Bash, the same language basically every developer tool and every Linux server speaks. Windows does not speak Bash out of the box. Git for Windows is what gives us that ability. Install this first, and the moment Claude Code starts up, it finds Bash sitting there ready to go. And it'll work identically on your Windows machine and later on our Linux server. Same brain, same tools everywhere. You can find Git for Windows at the Git SCM site. I will put this link in the description. You can also find it by Googling Git for Win, and it's going to be this getscm.com link. We're going to simply do git for Windows x64 and then run this installer once it's complete. The installer asks you about 15 questions. To answer each one of them, click next. The defaults are fine, don't overthink it. When it's done, close PowerShell completely and open a fresh one. Not optional. The terminal has to restart to see what you've just installed. Pro tip for the whole series: if anything ever seems broken right after installing something, just close the terminal and open a new one. It fixes the issue half the time. The foundation is in place. Now all that is left is running the one command from Claude.ai's website. We're going to paste that into PowerShell and press enter on our keyboard. You can also copy it from the description, paste, and enter. This pulls down Anthropic's official installer and runs it. No admin rights, no run as administrator, nothing. From this moment on, it keeps itself updated in the background automatically. You install it once and it never thinks about versions again. And because we put Git on first, Claude is going to come up with its full toolkit ready on launch. Claude is now fully installed. We are nearly finished, but there's one thing we need to do. We need to add the Claude command to PowerShell, so we can launch Claude by simply typing Claude in our terminal. First, we need to copy the text that the Claude installer provides us. After copying the text, hit your Windows key and search Environment Variables. Open Edit the System Environment Variables. Now we're going to click Environment Variables once again at the bottom of the screen. From here, you want to select the path variable. We're going to click New and then paste the text we copied from Claude's installation window. Hit OK, OK, OK to close out of these windows. Now, we're going to need to restart PowerShell one last time. Next, from our File Explorer, we want to create a new folder. For each project we do in Claude, we want to create a new folder. After creating the folder, in a fresh PowerShell window, type cd and then the space key. Now, drag the newly created folder onto the PowerShell window and press enter. From here, we can run the Claude command and then press enter to confirm we trust this folder. This is the main Claude Code interface. Every Claude session starts here. We'll dig into its full capabilities later in the video, but for now, let's give Claude a simple task. I've asked it to design a server plan for a vanilla Minecraft server that has a basic economy system so that players can send money to each other. And then I've asked it to save that plan as a markdown file. You can see it get to work. It's going to give us a live stream update of the task it's currently completing. If it has any questions to ask us, it will prompt us like so. We're going to quickly skip through these basic questions as we'll be tackling everyday usage in a separate video. Give Claude Code a little bit of time to generate our request, and then moments later, we will be provided a full plan on hosting our new Minecraft server. Claude Code is finished working. We can go ahead and open our File Explorer, head to the desktop, find the folder that Claude is working in, and there we can find the finished file that Claude has provided us. This is the server plan file that Claude just generated for us. With this file, we can actually pass it back to Claude Code and instruct it to execute the plan. In result, Claude will automatically set up a Minecraft server as described perfectly in this plan. We are finished installing Claude Code on Windows. If you're a Mac or Linux user, check out my Mac installation video. We will look at more of Claude's functionality later, but first I want to show you how to use Claude Code in a production environment on a public server host. Developing Minecraft servers on our home computer is always a viable option, and a lot of times, that's what we prefer. Although, once Minecraft servers begin growing in player size, are expected to be online 24/7, most public servers run on a Minecraft server host. There are many more ways to work on and develop our servers with Claude Code, even when they live in the cloud or on a server host. I'll be showing you the easiest method I have found. If this method does not work with your host, check out my remote host video for other options. For this video, SSH access will allow us to work with Claude directly on the remote server. It should provide us with the same working experience that Claude Code on our desktop provides. We'll be using oakroot.host as our hosting provider. I've already pre-funded my account with funds. We're going to quickly purchase a new server, which should be deployed automatically. The copper plan with 4 GB of RAM will be sufficient. On the order screen, we're going to select Paper as our server software. We will then select a server location. I will choose US West and click Order Now on the next page. We can configure the server name. I'm going to call this YouTube tutorial and press Order Now again. The Oak Root panel will begin installing on our server. After a few seconds, we can refresh the page to be brought back to our main server panel. We can hit the Start button to start our server for the first time. After starting, we will need to accept the EULA or End User License Agreement pop-up once prompted. After a short moment, the server will be booted. We can test that it is online and reachable by copying the server IP displayed on the right of the terminal and connecting with our Minecraft client. Minecraft will join the server. If we type a message in the client, you will see the message appear in our web panel server console. Our server is ready to begin development. There's one more step required before we're able to work with Claude Code on this host. We need to request SSH access. SSH, or Secure Shell, is a protocol used to access the command line of a remote machine. With SSH access, we will be able to include Claude Code directly on the public host, allowing us to develop the Minecraft server live. This can be a bit overwhelming, but you only have to do it once. Follow my steps and you'll be done quickly. First, we're going to open a new PowerShell window, and we're going to type SSH-keygen space -t space ED25519. You can copy this from the video description. Now, press enter. You can skip all these questions by pressing enter repeatedly. After skipping through the questions, we'll be giving an SSH public string. Copy this by selecting it with your mouse and right-clicking. Now paste it in the SSH public key field on the Oak Root website. We will then give a brief explanation on why we need SSH access before clicking Request SSH Access. Our request will be submitted for approval, and after a couple hours, SSH access will be available. Once SSH access is available, we'll be giving an SSH command on the host SSH access tab. Copy this command and paste it into a new PowerShell window. It will prompt us to trust this connection. We can type yes and press enter. It should then quickly connect you to the server. We can run the macOS/Linux install script from Claude Code's installation documentation and paste it in the PowerShell window to install Claude Code onto the server. After installation, we need to copy the echo command that the installer provides us, paste it into the terminal, and press enter. This command makes the Claude command available to us without needing to log out and log back in. Finally, we can run the Claude command to launch Claude. Upon launching, we will set some basic preference settings before being given a login method screen. For regular Claude accounts, you will need to select the first option, Claude account with subscription. Claude will provide us with a URL to paste in our local computer's browser. Log into your Claude account. After logging in, you will be provided an access token. Copy this token and paste it in your PowerShell terminal. Press enter and then enter again. You will be presented with a Do you trust this folder screen. Select yes and press enter. We're now inside of a Claude Code session. Congratulations, you can now develop your public host server with Claude Code.